Hey love, so today I'm going to be doing a first impressions on this foundation. It is a powder foundation, which is unlike me, but one of you lovely subscribers actually sent this to me, so I was excited to try it. This is the Honeybee Garden Pressed Mineral Powder Foundation. I have it in the shade Luminous, and it is paraben-free, talc-free, fragrance-free, oil-free, certified organic and vegan, and it says it's oil free, but in the ingredients it does say that it has rosemary leaf oil and goji berry oil, so I'm guessing those don't count for some reason. We're gonna just go ahead and jump into my first impressions. My skin is as dry and irritated as ever. Yeah, we're going through a little bit of a rough patch. Me and my skin, like literally it's rough. I'm super excited to try this new moisturizer that my lovely subscriber sent to me. It's the Pacifica Natural Beauty Coconut Probiotic Water Rehab Cream. It's vegan and cruelty free. It looks like it has some good ingredients, starting with clean hands, of course. It smells like coconuts. It's very thin. Feels hydrating. I'm going to spray my Argan Oil Primer from Physicians Formula. Powder tends to... How about I don't talk when I spray things at my face? It's in my mouth now. I'm trying to moisturize my face as much as I can before trying this powder foundation. I'm going to use my MAC Strobe Cream in Silver Light. Really feel like I gotta prep my skin, especially before powder. I used to only wear powder foundation when I was really young. It's just quick and easy, and that's what was recommended to me, not realizing that it was so drying on my skin. So we're all moisturized and prepped. I think I'm going to use a little bit of a smoothing primer. Makeup Forever Step 1 Smoothing Primer. This is the Sephora Featherweight Powder Brush 91, and I've had it for a while and I've used it a couple times, but we're gonna see what I really think about it today. This is talc-free, paraben-free, fragrance-free, oil-free, gluten-free, vegan formula. I see it has tapioca starch, it has oil, although it says this formula is oil-free. I don't know. So I'm just going to tap my brush in. My friend said not to swirl the brush in it, otherwise it'll get everywhere. So let's see how the coverage is. I probably should have used a green toned primer first. But this will be a test of its coverage because my skin is such a hot mess. So the color, it's pretty good. So with powder foundation, I like to pat instead of like buff like this. I find that it lays on better if you just pat it and sort of roll the brush. That's at least what I normally do. Have you guys seen the soap brows trend? Think about trying it, although I don't really have that much in the way of brows, so I don't know if it would do much for me. I think it's nice if you have sort of naturally full brows. I don't know, that's the impression that I get at least. Not bad. This one definitely isn't quite as cakey. Let me feel it. So it feels a little bit rough to the touch at first, and then becomes very lightweight. It becomes sort of thin feeling. What do you guys think? So the coverage is pretty good. Honestly, the color is not too bad. I didn't even think about concealing first. powder foundation is throwing me off my game. What do you guys think? I think for foundation, this is really great coverage. Since this is the first time I'm using it, I didn't really think about using my liquid concealer first. In the future, I would definitely put liquid concealer underneath my eyes and everywhere I normally do, so normally like T-zone. Looking up close, it doesn't look super drying, which is a nice surprise for me. I like the color. I like the feel. It feels very lightweight. What do you think? Is it a horrible idea to put some under eye concealer? I think I'm gonna do it. So I'm just sort of like wiping away the foundation. I'm going to mix these two, my Too Faced Born This Way concealer in Fair and my Naked Skin concealer from Urban Decay in Fair Neutral. Looks pretty nice. I don't find that's catching weird where there is overlap between the liquid and the powder. What the heck? I'm just gonna go for it. You guys, probably bad idea. But I feel like I need my concealer there. See how it goes. I think it's turning out okay. Let's go back in with some powder foundation. So this is what it looks like up close. Clearly you can still see some stuff peeking through. You can see my natural skin coming through, which I quite like. You guys know me, I don't love like full coverage normally. Sometimes I do, but it built up and covered where I needed it to, obviously with the help of concealer. I really like that it didn't make the concealer look weird, even though putting the concealer after the foundation. It seems to be building up really nicely. Looks pretty flawless, not too cakey. Okay, it's really quite nice. I'm liking it so far. So I think I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup really fast and I'll be back. Okay, so I have my full face of makeup on now. If you're interested in my eye look and the rest of what I have on, I'm gonna have a tutorial going up on this look. I went with an all matte makeup look today. So far, I really love this foundation. It's been about half an hour since I have first put this on, so we're gonna let it sit, see how I like it. I did spritz it with MAC Fix Plus, but I didn't use my Scandinavia finishing spray. I did step outside and see how it looked in other lighting, and it looks pretty good for a powder foundation on my like desert dry skin. My skin is so dry, and especially dry and irritated now. I'm going through some weird stuff with my skin. I have been using a couple products that seem to be helping overall, but my skin is still very dry and very sensitive. And I would say that this powder foundation is actually sitting a lot better than other powder foundations I've tried. I've tried Kat Von D, Laura Mercier, Makeup Forever, It Cosmetics, Bare Minerals, MAC. I've tried a lot of different powdered foundations, mostly out of curiosity because powder foundations don't normally look good on me. This is definitely up there as far as powder foundations go for my dry skin. The color is a good match. It doesn't seem to be changing. It's fairly smoothing. It's catching and looking a little bit dusty around my peach fuzz, but it definitely was brought down after spritzing my face with Fix Plus. It looks dry right around the areas that things just look dry. This is without any powder highlighter or anything, just what you saw me prep my skin with in the first place. So I'll come back and do another check-in with you guys in a little bit. Hey guys, so it's been a couple of hours and I figured I'd do a check-in. My thoughts about this makeup so far is that it feels very comfortable and it feels not too drying on the skin, but I think it does look quite obviously makeup-y, and this would work if I put like a tinted moisturizer on underneath and just like put a little bit on top. But to build up the coverage that I was looking for, to get rid of all that redness and patchiness you guys saw earlier, in order to achieve that coverage, I had to put enough on that it ended up looking quite makeup-y. It looks velvety on the skin, beautiful matte finish, very comfortable, but it's a little bit more of that makeup-y look on my skin than I would like. I think that I would wear this on days where I just need a little bit of coverage and my skin is doing pretty well, or on top of a liquid tinted thing like a BB cream or something. But so far so good. The wear is great. I haven't really seen anything wear off too much. My eyeshadow has worn off a little bit, like it looks duller than it did before. The foundation is pretty, but kind of sitting on top of the skin instead of sinking in, you know what I mean? I don't know if you can see it, but in person, under natural lighting, you can definitely see it sitting on top. I think you can kind of see it in here. Okay, so I'm gonna go continue on with my stuff and I will check back in a little bit later. Hey love, so I have this horrible headache throbbing. Pulled off my lashes. My final thoughts are that this foundation is quite beautiful. For somebody with more normal skin type than I have, I think it'll sit a lot better. I do have dry, very dry skin, so for me powder is always a little bit tricky. It's really quite nice. It has medium coverage, feels lightweight, it doesn't feel too drying, and it feels quite velvety. It wears really well. It's been quite a few hours. Where's my phone? It's been about 6 hours, so I think I'm gonna call it a day. Normally foundations last pretty well on my skin. I have had this headache, so I've been rubbing my face and all that, and it's kind of stayed put. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe. I will leave a link in the description box below where you can pick up this foundation. If you're interested, leave a comment in the comment section down below if you'd like to chat, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye loves.